You're listening to Money Making Mothers with Carla Edwards, where we discuss the highs and lows of being a working parent, how to master the art of spinning plates, and remind ourselves that just because you became a mother does not mean your dreams no longer exist. You can have it all.
Hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Money Making Mothers, where I'm joined with Amy, who is in network marketing. She's worked her way up in the industry over the past few years whilst being a mother of two. So let's get started. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, I'm Amy. I'm a brand ambassador for Herbalife Nutrition. I'm 36 years old and I've got two children, Gracie, who is 10 and a half, and Aiden, who is now 7. I work very much part-time from home, generate a full-time income, and the business is just been an absolute eye-opener for me. I came across Herbalife Nutrition just over 4 years ago now, and it was purely just a love of using the products for 8 months that give me a genuine transition into the business side of it. Throughout the love of the products, it generated into a very much part-time business that allowed me to leave my full-time job, give me time freedom with my children, and has just given me something that, you know, money can't buy: memories with my children, holidays, all paid for me and my children by the company, and just experiences with them.
So, do you think then that your structure with family life works better because of Herbalife?
1,000,000%. When I first came across Herbalife Nutrition, I wasn't really aware of the business side of it. My partner, he had just started working away, and I was working for DWP, and it was very much minimum wage, office-based, you know, staring at a computer all day. And it was stressful. It was, if my partner was away, I was dropping Gracie off at her friends, and I was having to get her friend's mum to take her to school because I had to be in the office for 8 o'clock. Yeah, mental. I used to then drop Aiden at the childminders, get into the office for 8 o'clock, and it'd be the same again. It was finding, you know, the childminder or somebody else, a family member, to pick them up from school. Yeah. Then going to and it just stressful. By the time I used to get in, it'd be 6:30, 7 o'clock, and you know yourself, feed them, bath them, spend a bit of time with them, homework, bedtime stories, and then start again the next day. Yeah, just stressful.
So why do you do what you do?
One, because I love it. You can't do a business if you don't love it and you're not passionate about it. For me, I got a product result from using these products. It is a networking marketing company, but if you haven't got a form of product result and you don't love the products, it's not going to generate into a business for you. Yeah. I was using the products for 8 months before I took a look at the business opportunity, and it was literally just through the love of the products and using them and getting a result. Not weight loss, more energy for myself. I had more energy. I felt healthy again. I was more energetic. I had, you know, more energy for the kids. I was bouncing out of bed in the morning, which I needed. Yeah, of course you do. Yeah. So for me, it was a result in my energy levels, and I felt brilliant. I felt better than, what was I then, 32. At 32, I was better than I was in my 20s, and people picked up on that. So obviously people started asking me questions, and that led me to take a look at the business side of it. Soon started selling the products to other people, and it was literally through my customer care generated a cluster of customers and then that led to me building a team and helping others do the same through, you know, getting them either a sports product result or getting them a weight loss result or just getting them a general well-being.
The different part of their life.
Yeah, just helping other people do the same, which is really rewarding.
In terms of when you're saying there, like getting yourself a team and building it up, how much of that is female based?
I'd say probably about 80% of it, which is why I love it so much, because it's literally like, I had a group of girls here now and they are my friends. It's a genuine friendship because everyone's so motivating, inspiring. Everyone wants the best for each other. And my friend Becca texted me yesterday and she was like, I loved this morning's meeting. It's like I get to work with my best friend, and that's what it is. Everybody's they want the best for each other. Yeah. So for me, it just rubs off.
And you can actually enjoy your job. Yeah. So if most of them are females, how many would you say are doing what you do, which is working it you know, round being a mother as well at the same time?
Literally, I'd say probably 70% of my team are mothers. And I can hand on heart say I've made a difference to their lives. I've got mothers that are single mothers. I've got mothers whose partners work away and they've got 2 or 3 children and they wanted something else, not necessarily for money, but just something for themselves, you know, to get the confidence back within themselves. They feel as though something's missing, or a little bit of extra cash for themselves. Different mix really.
So in terms of juggling with the children, how do you find working and motherhood? Like how do you,
a lot easier.
Structure, or is it just...
I wouldn't say so much a structure, but I've got a balance now because I've got more freedom with my kids. Obviously, when I started generating a certain amount of money, I left my job. And then that gave me more time with my children. It is network marketing, so I might not be working, but my business will still be generating, so I'll still be getting paid. But I'm, you know, school plays, sports days, I'm not taking any time off work anymore. Like the children, I'm there for them every day that I can be. I'm taking them to school, picking them up. I'm never missing out on anything. I remember Arden was a little bit poorly when he was young, and I'd constantly have to ring him work and be like, I'm at the hospital with Arden. Or, you know, the childminder said I've got to come and get him, or she's took him to the hospital, and it constantly used to be...
And then it's mum guilt as well.
Yeah, mum guilt as well, but then, you know, you've got your boss saying to you, Amy, you can't be off again. It's like, well, what do you do? I'm not going to let somebody else look after my child.
So how did you find that part of your life before Herbalife, before you had this structure that works for you? How did it work then?
Really stressful, because for me, I found that I'd lost myself a little bit, because you get, although being a mother is the most amazing thing in the world, and I probably enjoy it more now than I did then because I'm not as stressed, and it's given me better of balance, so I can appreciate my kids more. But then it's like you're trying to juggle everything, so you're probably not going to give the kids the attention they want. And for me and Lev, we were okay, but he hated his job away. I couldn't bring in any extra money because I had no qualifications, I had no prospects within the industry that I was in. I wasn't going to go any higher up than what I was doing. I wasn't going to bring in any more money, and it was just stressful because it was like he didn't want to be away. He was missing out on stuff, you know, Christmases, birthdays, some holidays we couldn't have because it didn't fall in his time frame for work. And it's just one of them things where you're just like, oh, I was literally like, is this it, me for the rest of my life? Sat here till I retire
in a rut.
In a rut, and I didn't see a way out of that. And I think once you get like that, you become more demotivated because you're just used to it, and you just take it as it is, and you're like, well, this is how it is. So, and
then in turn, which a lot of the time it isn't even spoke about, is that is then going to have an effect on your children, children's expectations of life.
Massively. I remember a few things with Gracie I missed out on. I felt horrendous, and then you have got that mum guilt as well. And then you think at their age, they must feel like, well, heartbroken that, you know, you haven't been able to go to like both of the school plays that they've done on the 2 days, or, you know, you've missed out on a sports day because you couldn't get that time off work.
And they don't get why.
They don't get why, of course not. So for me, that part of it is absolutely heartbreaking, and I just think...
Now you can do it.
Yeah, now you can do it. And for me, what's been amazing is some of the girls that now I've got in my team, I've been in their position. So for me to help them do what I've done is so rewarding. And it's more rewarding than the money element of it.
Yeah. So I was just about to ask that. So in terms of the being able to do the things with the kids, have your family life, or the rewarding side of the financial gains, which one would you say was overrides the other one?
Oh, the family, 1,000,000%. We're in a better place as a family now, because when years ago, obviously, when I was working, Lev was away working, you know, you're trying to juggle it all on, you're stressful, you're snapping at each other, you're going to be short and snappy, and the kids pick up on that because you're not I wasn't happy within myself. If I'm totally honest, I was not happy. I was miserable. I felt as though I'd lost my spark. And what the business did for me as well is, because I'm now helping others and I'm doing something I'm so passionate about, it brought me back to life, which the kids have seen, and they're part of that now.
Yeah, and gives them
massively
a way to want to be motivated and do more.
Massively. And they have grew up the last 4 years knowing what I do, loving it. They come on the qualified holidays we go on with us, so they get to meet kids from, you know, other teams' parents, and they're very much part of it now. It's a very much family business now.
So when you said there about being miserable, why do you think you were miserable? Do you think you put yourself in a box and you had to sit in it?
Yeah, probably. And I was so unhappy with, not necessarily in my relationship, probably just, you know, because you do get to a point sometimes, you know, relationships aren't easy, you've got to work at them, where we were just stressed, so we were snapping at each other. You can't enjoy time with each other if you like that. And then, you know, if you've got, as I said to you earlier, we got into our relationship when Gracie was very much a baby. I was on benefits, I had a bit of debt, and it was, you know, then coming to somebody with a baby and saying, like, you're relying on them more, which I never wanted to do. I never had my own money. Yeah. Which I couldn't, do you know what I mean? At that time, I thought...
And that can be, like, very bad on your own self-esteem, can't it?
Oh, massively,
if you're feeling like you're relying on someone else for so many
because
things.
you're just digging yourself deeper in a hole, I think, and I think that's what I did. And then when I got into Herbalife, and as I said to you, it was a genuine transition, I loved it. And obviously the financial rewards were amazing, but it's more than that now, because it's giving something back to my children. You know, I'm being able to take them more places, have more holidays with them, but most of all making memories and being at home with them. Like, we've loved every second of lockdown. Obviously not under the circumstances, it's awful.
Yeah, but it's put everything into perspective,
put it into perspective, and as a family we've taken a massive positive from it. The kids have absolutely loved it, every second of it.
So in time, would you prefer if, you know, then Lev would stop being away and they can both do it together?
Yeah, and that's the goal. That is the goal. And we've always said, you know, touch wood, by this time next year, we're in a position to do that. But that was always the goal for us, and that's why we love the company, because we know if we keep going, that is going to be what it is. Lev could step away from that now, but we've got a set goal and what we want for the kids in our future before it's going to allow him to do that.
So how do you think that'll impact on you with him being home constantly?
Do you know what? No, I know everybody asks that. It's mad, because he doesn't like being away, and he'd had literally full lockdown off, and we'd probably actually, I always said, going into lockdown, I was like, this is going to make or break some people, but for us, it was better. Lev loves being home. He's very much a home person. He loves being with the kids, and he had more time, especially with Aiden, than that he'd never had before. So and it was brilliant.
Is that less pressure for you then? Because I've done that. I've had working, being mum, and, you know, and being away.
Less pressure, but also with Aiden struggles. This is another reason for us as well. Aiden struggles behaviour-wise when Lev goes back away. He's always known him to work away. Aiden can't deal with it. His behaviour changes when Lev's away. He likes his dad being home. I think it's a thing of they feel more safe and content when the dad's in the house. So for Aiden, seeing how he is through the whole of lockdown, every single day Lev being home, total different child. And for us, that's another reason why we want Lev home constantly.
I know that ties in with, like, when the reason that I wanted to do this originally was because I feel like a lot of pressure is put on women. To be a mother, to work. I'm not saying that men don't do that, because they do. But there's a lot of pressure on, right, well, I'm going to go and work away. But I'm dealing with, you know, the little one's kicking off now. Or I've got the plays to go. When if I'm not going to plays, I get mum guilt. But you're away, so you can't go to the plays. You know, so it's like almost a get out of jail card when they're away.
But it is hard, like, say if he's away, say for 3 weeks at a time, you don't get a breather for them 3 weeks. No. Like, if Lev was away through lockdown and the kids were off, fair dues if you get a breather when they're at school, you don't, although there's nothing better than being the mum, but you do need time for yourself, you need a breather. And with Aiden's behaviour sometimes when Lev goes away, it's hard going. So I have him home, it's more of a balance. And then I can crack on with Herbalife Nutrition and the team, and I just find it easier, and we're more happy and content as a family.
Yeah, like the clogs work.
Yeah, like we just, we're just happier and more content as a family when he's home, we're all together.
So apart from obviously what we've already spoke about in terms of when you used to work at that job that you hated, what's been the most difficult time of the journey so far, from coming to now being content and everything working the way you want it to be?
Probably the time just before I found the business. Like, I wasn't looking for another business, probably because I wasn't open to network marketing. I'd never really looked into it, but now I know it's the highest paid industry in the world. It wasn't something I was even aware of. Even when I started using the products, I wasn't aware of. But like when me and Lev got together, as I said to you earlier, he brought Gracie up from being a baby. I had no money, I had debt, I was on benefits, I was renting a house, I was on housing benefits, and he had just basically signed on the dole before he did his offshore cert. So it was really hard going, and you know, when you're in that position, you don't know where you're going to end up. And I think stuck. Yeah, you feel stuck, and I think it's hard to get out of that. And then after Gracie had gone back to work, and again after, I think Adam was 8 months when I went back to work, but it's just hard because he didn't want to be away, but then I couldn't do anything more to bring him away from that situation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you needed it.
Yeah, because I didn't have any prospects, so I couldn't move up in the job that I was in. So it was just felt, I think, if anything, I felt a little bit lost, and we were just fighting constantly, if I'm honest. And it takes a toll on the relationship. And
that you obviously then feel deflated because you're not doing what... Because you don't, when you're a kid, you don't grow up and think, when I grow up, I want to be, you know, doing this, working part-time, a job here. You want to be doing something.
I would never in a million years think I'd be doing something like this. Never, like, it wouldn't even.
What did you want to have done? What would you have done?
I think I wanted to be a PE teacher or something. Yeah. But then, as I said to you, because I wasn't earning enough money in my job, I was literally getting minimum wage. I then trained to be a makeup artist, so I started doing that on a weekend as well. But obviously makeup artists work weekends, bank holidays, so Christmases, New Year, weekends. Then I was missing football, I was missing Gracie's riding lesson. So it's like, you're missing out on time and memories with your children.
Yeah, and no matter what way you try and do it, I think unless you've got the luxury of being able not to work, you're always gonna, you have to choose one or the other, don't you? I always feel like I'm choosing career or kids.
Yeah, I feel so lucky now that we came across the products and we came across the business opportunity, because if we hadn't, like, I won't lie, we probably wouldn't be together now, because we would have it just would have got worse than it was. Yeah, of course, because it is stressful. Bringing up kids is stressful.
Well, if you could go back and do anything differently, would you?
Yeah, I wish I'd got into network marketing a lot earlier.
Really?
Yeah, I always say this. I've got girls in the team now that are like 20, 21, 22. And now that I know the opportunity within it and doing how we are within the business, I wish I'd found it in my 20s. I think society makes you think, right, you need to go to work, you need a 9-to-5 job, and have you very much pigeonholed, and that's how you've got to do it. You know, you've got to get married, you've got to have kids. Me and Lev have literally done everything backwards. I had a kid, I got with Lev, I had another kid, got married then, got engaged, but it's literally, I wish I found it earlier, but I had no idea about it.
So when you're speaking to, like, obviously you said they're like team members who are younger than you, do you find yourself trying to guide them down different roads that you like probably went down and say, look, no, you need to stick with it, you need to be consistent because it's going to pay off in the end?
Yeah, I'll always try, you know, you can tell somebody something, but they may and do a total different thing. Like, I have a girl who I'm really supportive of, Poppy, she won't mind me naming her. She is amazing. We literally met her through one of our downlines and on social media. She came to an event. She was, I think, 18 or 19. This was only earlier this year. She got a little baby boy who's absolutely gorgeous, and she's a law student. Yeah, she's a little grafter. And she came into the business, and her mum was very much against it. No, I don't want you to do that, because you know, you might lose the benefits that you're getting, or sight of your uni degree, blah, blah, blah. And she was like 2 months in, she rang me and she was like, Amy, what have I been paid this cheque for? And she was literally in shock. And I was like, because of how many people you've helped last month, this is what your business is generating. And she was literally in shock, and she was like, I can't believe it. And I was like, but this is the good thing. And like, when I get people like one of my downlines, Liz, who has 2 children, she's a school teacher, she's just set up a fitness studio, she's only been doing the business a year. Was it May? She rang me and she was literally ecstatic about what she'd picked up and how her business and the check is growing every month. And she couldn't believe it. And for me, that is more rewarding
package delivery.
I know, sorry. Right. That is more rewarding helping others than
the financial.
Honestly, knowing that I'm making a difference to people's life, where it's a little bit or a lot, is massive.
Right, so another question is, if your children could learn anything from you, what would it be?
Oh, that's a hard one. just to be confident in who they are. Like, I feel like when we got into this business, like as I said to you before, and Lev won't mind me saying, we were in quite a bad place, well, really bad place in our relationship, and I'd lost myself. I'd just say, don't lose yourself.
How did you lose yourself?
I think I just got myself stuck in a rut. Obviously, we were arguing about money because he was the one bringing the money in. He didn't want to be away, but for what I brought in, it wasn't giving him another option, and that's just how it was. And he's a home person, he hated missing out on things, and just seeing the kids grow up, he was missing out on that.
So it's like a bit of resentment as well, isn't it?
Do you know what it is? Everyone goes, oh, you've got a job away, that's amazing, you're on great money. Money isn't everything. If you're missing Christmases and your little kids growing up, that's a big thing
to miss out on.
Yeah, massively. And you don't get that time back. Oh, yeah. So for me, it's just, you know, be confident and true to who you are. Like Gracie's she's 10 and a half, she'll be 11 end of this year. And she's so independent, which I love. And she's fierce, and she knows what she wants. Like, I could say to her, right, I've put you an outfit on your bed, go get ready, and she'll come down and she's like, Mum, I ain't wearing that. Like, and I'm like, oh my God, who is this child? But she knows what she wants, and she knows what she wants to do and who she wants to be. And I always for me, I'm such a proud mum because I always get complimented on her. She's such a nice, genuine girl.
And do you think that's reflected by the way you've went on in terms of like what you show her?
I hope so.
Because obviously it hasn't all been plain sailing, so like the struggle.
Oh God, no. And do you know what? I think social media is a massive thing, and you know, people don't realise to get where you are, the struggles you've gone through. Like you said there, oh God, like you and Lev, you seem like so happy and da-da-da. Yeah, we are now, but we've been through a lot of crap. And Gracie's been through a lot of crap as well with her life. And
social media is dangerous.
Yeah, it is dangerous because it covers up, but I'm always open. I'm an open book, and I'll say to anybody here, we haven't had it easy. Like, we've split up for months, we've had money troubles. It's hard going. Like, relationships aren't easy.
But the perception always is that, oh, it's perfect.
Yeah,
like, look, it's perfect.
No. That's why I'm completely honest, because it's not. Nothing's perfect. No relationship's perfect. Everything takes hard work. But if you love each other, you make it work at the end of the day.
So in terms of the kids, with Gracie, you'd want her to be confident and make sure she was true to herself. Would it be any different with Aiden?
Aiden. It's all right. It's because it's Turkish. Everyone else says Aiden. And I'm like, no, Aiden. No, like Aiden.
It's like Carla with a K.
Yeah, Aiden's the same. He's such a gorgeous little boy. And I remember yesterday was his first day back at school, and his school teacher came over and grabbed me, and she said, oh, when his teacher from last year was passing over the notes and everything, and, you know, tell me about each student, she said to me, you know how you shouldn't have one child in your class that's your favourite? Well, Aiden will be your favourite. And I was like, oh, I'm buzzing with that. But they're just gorgeous kids. Like, I couldn't be more proud of them. They're like little best friends, and, you know, we try and teach them right from wrong. And I'm very much they're very much part of the business as well. You know, they come to the events and the holidays. Oh my God, massively. You know, Aiden gets up in the morning, he's like, Mum, can I have a milk chocolate shake? And I'm like, yeah, of course you can. But I know he's not going to get them vitamins and minerals from a bowl of cereal. So I'm like, go, obviously he'll have a cereal, but yeah, I'm like, help yourself. He's very much aware of what we're doing. And Gracie, as she's got older, she's become more grateful for it, because she's been at the age where she's had me rushing to work, rushing back. She's had to go to her grandma's or my mum's or my sister's. So now that I'm home all the time with them, especially things like on the school run, she's more grateful for that, because she understands that I wasn't there before to do that, if that makes sense.
So just do they like Herbalife? Like,
oh yeah.
So they like it. Do they like what it's making them? Are they aware of what it's making them?
Yeah.
Like, it can, obviously it's the source of everything that you're doing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. And I feel like we've, not just myself and Lev, but the kids as well, I feel like we've built up a little brand within Herbalife Nutrition. I do feel that. And, you know, the kids come to the events with us, they come on the holidays that we qualify for every year. And then we've made friends that are now our best friends, and they've got their kids as well. They come on all the holidays. You know, we go up to each other's houses whenever we can, spend weekends with them. But they've built their friendships with them as well, so it's gorgeous to see.
So if you looked back at yourself from 10 years ago compared to now, would the biggest difference be obviously down to Herbalife?
Yeah, I just feel like I've found myself and what I was meant to do. It sounds cheesy, it sounds cheesy. If somebody said to me 10 years ago, this is what you're going to do and you're going to help other women and you're going to make people feel good about themselves, I would have been like, what the... Do you know what I mean? I didn't envision it at all, but I feel like I found myself and I feel like what I was meant to do was happening.
Yeah, it's not just milkshake.
No, believe me, I've had that. I've had all the negative and stuff, but it's paid off now. And
yeah, as long as
I don't do it for me. I do it for my kids and to give them a life that they deserve.
Yeah, well, the part, like when we were speaking earlier, I can't believe that it's going to carry on for the kids, you know.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's willable.
Yeah,
and I didn't know that when I got involved. I was speaking to a guy called Daniel Spiller and he was telling me some of the ins and outs, and you know, he makes a lot of money and he helps a lot of people change their lives. And when he said to me, so touch wood, nothing happens to me, but if it did, my paycheck gets passed to the kids every single month for the rest of their life. What company does that?
No. And you were obviously, like you said, you're not building just for you, you're building for the kids. So
yeah,
it's
and
a
I wish,
for them if they
yeah,
want to.
I do wish, and I think more people should look at network marketing.
I don't understand it, I'm not going to lie. I'm terrible with it. Like
but
social media.
But I didn't. But I think I've built up the brand literally through social media.
How would you find
as
that?
well?
Like, because it is, like you said a minute ago, it's dangerous. Like, how would you find... Like, do you ever look at social media and think, oh, they're doing it so good, or look at them, everything's so perfect, or...
Yeah, but I think, I don't look at them and think, like, I don't look at anyone and think it's perfect, because you know what's put on social media is not perfect behind closed doors. And like I said to you about me and Lev, like, we've been through so many hard times and we've come out the other end. But you don't, of course you don't. And it's not just relationships, it's like anything. You don't put anything bad or negative, or, you know, if somebody's really down and depressed, they don't put a picture or something of that.
Right, so in terms of your job, you can do everything pretty much wherever you are, can't you?
Yeah, so literally from home, you know, I've gone for breakfast this morning, literally done a little bit of work from my phone or laptop. It's just nice because you're not doing set hours, nobody's saying to you, you can't have this day off, or I just work it basically around the kids and what's best for us.
Yeah, so it's totally flexible.
Yeah. And...
is the lifestyle that's created through Herbalife, is that something that you want the children to grow up and adapt to themselves?
Massively. I think a lot of people, like as I'd said to you earlier, with society, you know, you need to go to school, then college, then university or apprenticeship, and you're very much drilled in what's going to happen, how you need to do it. And for me now, I see the bigger picture. That's not necessarily the way for everybody. And with network marketing, you don't have to have a degree or, you know, 4 or 5 years training to do this business, but it can lead to amazing things. And, you know, Gracie at the moment, she's going into her final year and she's already panicking about her SATs in May. And I'm like, Gracie, as long as you do your best, I'm not bothered what the outcome of your exams are, because I don't think it matters. I don't think them SATs for a year 6 student, you know, is the be all and end all.
But I bet you it was different before this.
Oh my God, massively. This company has opened my eyes, and, you know, I laugh now, but when I got into it, I went to my first event and I was like, oh my God, these people are nutters. They're all like clap happy. I went to Lev, like, I found it cheesy. But then the more the company has given me, you know, these holidays every year, your bonuses, your check, and it's given not just the financial side of it, but the people I meet, the friends it's brought into our lives, and what it's done for us as a family, like even our relationship, what it's done for our relationship. It's totally life-changing, and it does make you realise and put things in perspective that, you know, what people see as the normal 9 to 5 isn't necessarily the best way for your life.
Yeah, so your career has a massive impact on everything else,
massively, yeah.
And in terms of being a parent,
yeah,
I think unless shown a different route, your children don't know, because all that they get taught is like you said earlier, is go and do the 9 to 5.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
It's important to make sure they've got a different option available. So with the Herbalife, if there's anyone who does, you know, would like to go down that route or to change their career or look into doing it, how would they go about it? So
if they drop me a message, obviously I'd work alongside with them. They'd be part of our team. You know, I'm very women focused, and obviously if you're a guy, I'd help you as well and Lev would. But for me, I love helping women you know, give them something that they couldn't necessarily get from the stage in the life that they're at now. So for me, myself, Danielle, Sarah and Fern, we've got a Real Women One Mission campaign going. Now, we started it in January. It was a massive success, and it's all about just girls being the best version of themselves, helping them feel amazing, but building something like a business up for them as well, to give them either, you know, a bit of extra money or some confidence, you know, just to get the spark back, just literally like it did me, because I've been in their shoes. I just feel as though I can do for them what I did for myself.
Like you can give back.
Yeah, and I love it.
Yeah, because if they don't, not a lot of people are aware that you can do that. I didn't know that that's how it was. I genuinely didn't. Like, I've sat here and I've been like, oh my God, I had no idea.
But it's not even like, a lot of people are under the, like, Herbalife Nutrition's got this stigma about how it's a weight loss company. It's not. It's a nutrition and supplementation company. So there is literally products for everybody, whether it is weight loss, weight gain, there's sports nutrition products, there's cholesterol products, there's literally there's over 200 products. So it's different for everybody. There's no tag audience with it. It literally is something that's available to anybody, and anybody can do the business if they love the products.
Yeah, if they're passionate. Like, that is important, isn't
it?
Being
Massively.
passionate.
Like, we were using the products for 8 months before we looked at the business. So it wasn't like we were looking for this business. There was a genuine transition over to it. But if we didn't love it, I wouldn't have found it.
Yeah. And now you love it because it works completely.
Yeah, it's just part of our routine. It's helping you live a healthy, active lifestyle.
Fab. Right, well, that's everything. So thank you very much, love.
Thank you for having me.
You have been listening to the Money Making Mothers podcast with Carla Edwards. If you have enjoyed the show, then leave a 5-star review on iTunes. Make sure to tune in next time, and don't forget, you can have it all.